All right, guys, we have fat loss mistakes to avoid. I didn't know these back then, but now I do, so I'm telling you so you don't have to make them. Avoid these and you'll get to your fast loss journey quicker than I did, much easier than I did. Let's go. Avoid these mistakes so you'll be ahead along your journey. Look at the chest. All right. Eating too little and chasing calories burned. So what do most people do? They go to the gym and they're like, man, I want to burn 500 calories, 1,000 calories, all that stuff, which is cool. However, you're not going to really end up burning 500 calories, even if it says 500 calories on your watch. You're going to burn less than that because these machines are not 100% accurate. So, what you can do is track it differently to a point where, yeah, if you do burn 500 calories every day, it's like a metric. You could just measure it. I'll go over that in another video. But you're not really burning 500 calories. They overexert themselves to burn all these extra calories, thinking that the more calories they burn, the more fat they'll burn that moment. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, a drastic drop in calories backfires and is not sustainable for long-term fat loss. Yeah, so let's say their maintenance is 3,000 calories, they go up to 2,200 immediately. It's like 800 calories less. That's a huge drop. And you could only go down from there. So they go a drastic drop in calories and think that basically initially they'll lose a lot of weight. However, most of it is water weight and glycogen depletion, things like that. But they think, hey, the more, the quicker, the better. Not so fast. You risk, you risk, you run the risk of losing muscle, feeling fatigued, and binging because you drop your calories too fast. So what happens is, hey, you drop your calories. Oh man, you're losing weight, whatever. But you feel fatigued because you're running on less energy. You're losing muscle mass because your body's like, yeah, fuck that. So you get to a point where towards the end of the week, the end of the next 2 weeks, however long you've been doing it, you're like, man, I'm done with this diet. Time to just go crazy. You get a sniff of that blueberry muffin, whatever it is, chocolate chip cookies, and you go all in. You don't even look back. You forget you're on a diet. You forget that you had a goal in mind. What did I say before about having a goal in mind? Is, thinking about the goal, making sure that you never forget about the goal. That's how you stay on track. Yeah, most people focus too much on excess cardio and don't strength train. They think that, oh, hey, I'm just gonna go and burn calories again in the gym, but they don't need strength training because they think if they lift more than 10 pounds, they'll gain crazy amount of muscle. I wish. I'd be Ronnie Coleman, but it's not how it works. If they don't strength train, they don't see the reason why they should strength train when they're trying to lose weight. Meanwhile, if they did strength train, their their metabolism would be better, way better. They would look better, their metabolism would be better. Overall, they could burn more calories at rest. So what happens is when you focus too much on excess cardio and you don't strength train is you end up looking like a smaller version of the same body. So if you're fat, you become skinny fat, no muscle. However you look, you just that same body in a smaller frame, which is not good. That's not what we want. Building muscle is what gives your body the shape that you desire. So it's literally called bodybuilding. You build your body, build your muscles to where it shapes how you look. So why would you not have the incentive to do that? I don't get it. You literally can control how your body looks. Next, they rely too much on the scale. Now, I'm all for measuring, tracking, and stuff like that. I use the scale whenever I need to. Though sometimes I use it more than I do now. If I'm on a crazy cut, yes, I use the scale once, twice a week, sometimes 5 days a week. Just that's how I am. I'm very calculate. I like to calculate things, so I like to see numbers. But some people it gives them anxiety, so I don't make them do it that much. So it depends. You have to gradually get used to the scale being a thing. But you don't want to stress yourself out over weighing yourself every hour, every 3 hours, every day to where like if you see your weight increase the next day, you start freaking out and go do crazy cardio at the gym. That's not what we want. That's not sustainable. It's important to use a scale to track because what gets measured gets managed. It's measured with a D here. Got that. Weight tends to fluctuate with water, salt, hormones, stress, and lack of sleep. So yeah, you could if you have a bad night's sleep, you don't hydrate enough, you're too stressed, you could gain weight the next day, you could lose weight the next day. You could again, you'll feel bad, you won't feel as energized. So it will definitely have an impact on your body and your mental state. So if normally I weigh 175, I had bad sleep that this week, I've been stressed too much about work, and let's say I weigh myself every day, I can end up gaining or losing weight. The weight will fluctuate. And if I freak out more about that, what's going to happen? Even more chaos. So keep that in mind. Also, other ways to track are with photos, clothes, is your strength going up, and how are your energy levels throughout the week. So, yeah, everyone should take photos at least once a week. That way you can measure how they look, get a visual of your progress. Pictures don't lie. Get in in the same spot every time at the same time. Every every Sunday, every Monday at the same time. That way you have a good idea if you're trending up or down, whichever way you want to go. Clothes. How are your clothes fitting? Are they tighter? Are they looser? Are the guns hugging the sleeves? Is the waist shrinking? Strength. Are you curling 20 pounds every week for 5 reps? Not good. We need to reevaluate what you're doing overall so we can increase that. Binging on nonsense, quote unquote, healthy snacks. Not all healthy snacks are created equal. Some of the most promoted healthy snacks have too many complicated ingredients that mess with your gut. They have a lot of nonsense that are in there that most of us can't read or pronounce, and then wonder why, oh, I'm eating skinny this, skinny that, whatever light, but I'm not losing weight. Usually they're overeating, but also these healthy snacks have ingredients that are also in the other snacks that mess with your hormones, mess with your gut, mess with your cravings and things like that, to where you either end up overeating that day, not realizing it, or some of these chemicals can bloat you, make you feel a certain way, and then the next day you can weigh more or less, depends on what. what happens. So be mindful of these healthy snacks. You can eat some of them, but be aware that of the good ones from the bad ones, because not all of them are made equal. At the end of the day, whole foods is better than bad, or terrible labeled unhealthy snacks. So instead of a skinny pop, get a piece of fruit. Although the skinny pop is quote unquote healthy, although it is healthy, quote unquote, piece of fruit is better. Another thing, neglecting weekends. So what do most of us do? Like I used to do. 5 days, 5 days of consistency followed by 2 days of chaos. 5 days, man. Go to gym, eat clean, sleep, hydrate, all that stuff. And then Saturday, Sunday comes, your friends, go to the bar, go on a date, then go crazy. And that happens Friday night, turns into Saturday night, turns into Sunday night. So Sunday night football, I gotta go do eat this. It was my friend's wedding. I gotta eat this, hang out with them, things like that. Yes, you can participate, but be mindful and don't overindulge. One day is not gonna kill you, but 2, 3 days in a row, nah, it's gonna set you back. So be mindful of that. Learn to be mindful and have self-control. And honestly, that will help you from now till you stop doing this. Also, it's a lifestyle, not a fad, not a phase. So you have to learn to integrate fitness into your life. That way it stays there forever. It's a forever thing. It's not a 30-second, 30-day challenge only, and then you go back to your old ways. It's a forever lifestyle. And it's better if you need help with incorporating that into your lifestyle, let me know. Click the link below and we'll see if we can work together. There's multiple ways to enjoy the weekends along with the weekly routine to help you succeed. Absolutely. Like my man Will Martin said, don't let the weekend be your weekend. That's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard. Next, ignoring sleep and managing stress. With everything that's going on in our lives, jobs, social life, etc., sleep tends to go by the wayside and not get prioritized. Yeah, you have to wake up early for work, social life, so you stayed out late the night before. Your friend wanted to have pizza, especially for the girls. Oh, my friend broke up with her boyfriend, so your friend broke up with the boyfriend and they want to eat ice cream, so they're like, oh, I have to eat ice cream with her to make her feel better. No, you don't. And if she needs you to eat ice cream with her to feel better, you need to evaluate that because it's not, or if you do eat that ice cream, know that the night, you have to factor that in. If you do eat that ice cream that day, that's your cheat day. You cannot have, if that's Thursday, your cheat day Saturday. You can't be using that as a crutch to cheat every single day. There has to be limits. Also, like I said in the previous slide, all of these affect Hunger hormones and energy levels plus recovery. So your body essentially not functioning properly. So your hormone levels spike up and you think you're hungry, but you're really dehydrated, but you're more fatigued because you slept less. So it's probably a combination of all three, etc. So to avoid all of that, make sure the sleep is good and we're managing the stress, the daily stress. The stress is gonna come. Your job is to manage it the best way you can so you can live an optimal life. Also, it's not just about working out and eating, it's about how you live. Yeah. So, yeah, fitness is a part of your life. It's not your whole life. However, you need to integrate it daily. Not, oh, go 3 days into the gym, eat 3 days healthy, and then the rest, no. Oh, I want to go to the gym sometimes. Like Brendan Carter says, you eat healthy sometimes, you work out sometimes, you're gonna look good sometimes. It's what you do consistently that matters. Last, the all or nothing mindset. The all or nothing mindset can be great, but harmful at the same time. It can be great, but harmful at the same time. So there's going to be a point where you have to be all or nothing to get things started, to get a good momentum going. That there's a phase in that journey also where you have to be like that initial start where change is happening. People are like, "Oh, you changed. What happened to you? All you worried about is this, things like that. I miss the old you, trying to bring you back to your old ways." At that point in time, that's when you need to be all or nothing. Forget the outside world and lock in. But there's certain scenarios throughout your journey, because it's a lifelong journey. It's not just 30 days, like I said before, where you don't really need to be all or nothing, but you have to develop. By that point, you have developed the strength, the discipline to be able to turn it on and off, the all or nothing mindset on and off. If you're just starting out and you can't get a good rhythm, all or nothing is great. But when you're knee deep, like I am, or some of you guys probably are, yeah, you can be a little more flexible. But initially, when you're starting out, all or nothing. So it depends. Depends on what chapter you're on in your fitness journey, I should say. Missing one workout isn't the end of the world, but we want to not make it a habit. Yes, life happens. We miss workouts. Life happens. We're missing workouts. And guess what? People like to make that an excuse. So they kind of use it as a crutch. Oh, whenever they don't feel like it, oh, I'll make it. I'll make it tomorrow. When they didn't really have to leave it till tomorrow. They just don't feel like it because they realize, okay, I missed it before. Nothing happened. I didn't lose all my games. They think doing it over again, what's that gonna do? It's not gonna, one more day is not gonna hurt, but it is because you're making it a habit. And once it becomes a habit, once it becomes a habit, you're done. It's like a domino effect. So yeah, it happens once, twice, but you need to get back on the horse. Because if you don't get back on the horse, you're done. The game's over. And we don't want the game to be over. The game continues for life. And once you quit once, it's easier to quit again. Also, consistency works both ways. So it's what you do consistently that matters. So if you consistently miss your macros, don't go to the gym, you're gonna consistently look and feel bad. But if you consistently do both, go to the gym, hit your macros, you're gonna get closer to your goals. Simple as that. So these are all the mistakes that I've made, some of us still make through our fat loss journey. Hopefully you like this video. Until next time, peace.